But still, the Malaysian government is under increasing pressure from people over the rising cost of living and inflation. Opposition parties and student groups are taking to the streets regularly to voice their frustration. And among the demands, more aid to the people, continued provision of subsidies and price controls for food. Melissa Go with the story.
Student activists are up in arms over soaring food prices. For months now, they said some undergraduates have been struggling to feed themselves.
Students can't afford to buy meals. Each meal is 7 to 8 ringgit. How can they afford this kind of things, kan?
Some of them will skip meals, which is not ideal. Our food security is also threatened together with the rising cost of living. I feel a bit frustrated to see how the government isn't taking any action.
But the government led by Prime Minister Ismail Sabri said that's not true. It has launched an all-out war or jihad against inflation. A multi-agency task force is meeting twice a week to monitor prices. Now, already Malaysia has one of the cheapest fuel and food prices in Southeast Asia, says Communications Minister Annuar Musa, who chairs the committee. This as more essential items are put under price control mechanism, including eggs, chicken and cooking oil. It's also banned export of chicken and cooking oil that are heavily subsidized, angering industry players. Some took the case straight to Parliament. Now, despite the huge subsidy bill of almost 18 billion US dollars, Malaysians are feeling the heat from rising prices. Now, the student unions and the graduates are taking the government to task for failing to rein in inflation, they said, and they want ministers to take a pay cut immediately.
Because kita ada menteri 70 orang, I think, terlampau banyak dan tak selesai apa-apa masalah yang berlaku sekarang. Sebaliknya, jawatan kuasa ditambah.
The government, meanwhile, is urging for calm.
Name me one country that managed to bring down inflation by taking pay cut. That's number one. Number two, let's say you cut 10,000 from each minister, multiply by 36. How much money can you get? Can you assure me that inflation is soft? Harga barang tak naik? Come on, don't play politics.
With talks of general election in the fourth quarter this year, tensions are mounting on all sides as political parties gear up for the biggest showdown.
A lot of young people today are either unemployed or underemployed, especially if you live in the city and not enough for you to live on. That guarantee that if you work hard and you get a university degree, then you will be entitled to a well-paying job. No longer promises that, like how it did our parents' generation.
Some 6 million new voters will be added to the electoral roll for the 15th general election. As a result, winning the hearts and minds of this young group is now a priority for all political parties, as they are viewed as king makers. Melissa Go, CNA, Kuala Lumpur.